Any one of us who goes to the gym for the first time and hears the word supplements will probably immediately think of protein powder, whey protein. That's why today we decided to dedicate an entire episode to it and answer all the questions you might have. So grab your favorite drink, focus, and stay with me. This episode is packed with valuable information. Before we dive into whey protein, let's first talk about protein itself. Protein is one of the 3 essential macronutrients for the human body: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. But why should we specifically care about protein? The first thing you should know is that protein plays a crucial role in the immune system. It helps produce antibodies that fight off various infections, and it contributes significantly to overall immune function. You can think of it as a simple rule: low protein intake means a weaker immune system. Protein is also responsible for maintaining hormonal balance in the body. Many hormones are made primarily of protein, such as insulin and growth hormone, each playing vital roles in our health and well-being. Moreover, most of the enzymes in our bodies are proteins. Enzymes are compounds that regulate and speed up the biological processes that keep us alive. For example, enzymes are essential for digestion and energy production, which allow us to perform our daily activities. They also play a role in blood clotting when we get a cut or injury, preventing excessive bleeding. All these processes rely on enzymes to function efficiently. And as mentioned, most enzymes are made of protein. Beyond that, protein is crucial in other areas. Hemoglobin, found in red blood cells, is essentially a protein, and it carries oxygen to every cell in your body so they can function properly. Without protein, life itself would not be possible. Protein is also the main component of collagen in our joints and skin, and keratin in hair and nails, both proteins as well. There are countless other structures in the body that depend on protein for their formation and function. And of course, the most important point you've been waiting for since the start of this episode: protein is responsible for rebuilding muscles after exercise, especially when your body reaches muscle failure or experiences muscle breakdown. In short, protein is an essential nutrient that no human can live without, whether you exercise or not. Now, regarding this topic, I have 2 pieces of news for you: one good and one bad. Let's start with the good news. Protein is made up of very small units called amino acids. There are about 20 different amino acids which link together through bonds called peptide bonds. The great thing is that our bodies naturally produce a large number of amino acids. These are called non-essential amino acids, which means we don't need to get them from our food. Our bodies make them on their own. The not so great news, which you probably expected, is that there are certain amino acids our bodies cannot produce naturally. These are called essential amino acids. This means it's crucial to get them through our diet. There's also a third type called conditionally essential amino acids, which can vary depending on different factors, details we don't need to get into right now. This naturally leads us to an important question: what are the best sources of protein we can include in our diet? Protein sources are well known. There's animal protein, such as meat, poultry, fish, and seafood, eggs, and dairy products. Then there's plant-based protein, like legumes, beans, lentils, peas, chickpeas, lupin, nuts, almonds, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, hazelnuts, and whole grains like brown rice, oats, and quinoa. In short, protein is already present in most of our foods, but the sources I just mentioned are the richest in protein. Now, an important question: how much protein do we need daily? The answer depends on several factors. Age. The protein needs of a young adult differ from those of a child or older adult. Older adults usually need more protein to reduce muscle loss that comes with aging. Gender. Men generally require more protein than women. Of course, pregnant and breastfeeding women need more protein than women who are not. The most important factor affecting protein requirements is physical activity level. For example, someone who trains regularly in the gym and does advanced resistance workouts needs far more protein than someone with a lower activity level. So, protein requirements don't have a one-size-fits-all number. They vary within a range depending on the person. To give a clearer picture, if you're an average person with a moderate activity level and don't go to the gym, your daily protein requirement is about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, you'd need roughly 56 grams of protein per day. This aligns with the FDA's recommendation, which suggests that an average person needs around 50 grams daily, though this can go up or down depending on weight and other factors. If you're someone who trains consistently at the gym and follows a muscle building program, your requirement jumps to about 1.3 to 1.8 grams per kilogram, and in some cases, it may reach 2 grams per kilogram. If you weigh 70 kilograms and train regularly with a hypertrophy program, you'd need at least 90 grams of protein per day, potentially up to 140 grams. For many people, reaching these numbers through regular food alone can be challenging. They may eat small portions, feel full quickly, lack time to prepare multiple protein-rich meals, or simply not know how to reach these targets. This is where protein powder comes in as a practical solution for everyone. Protein powder is essentially extracted from milk, and interestingly, its discovery was completely accidental. Let me explain. The process of making cheese has been known for a long time, where milk from cows. Milk undergoes a pasteurization process, meaning it's heated to very high temperatures to kill any harmful bacteria and then cooled to move on to the next stage, cheese production. At this stage, the liquid milk transforms into a semi-solid substance that becomes cheese. This happens by adding rennet, or specific enzymes that trigger the coagulation process. At this point, the milk separates into two parts, the semi-solid part, which forms the cheese, the liquid part, known as whey. If you're not familiar with whey, think of opening a container of yogurt. You'll often see a clear liquid on the surface, which is usually discarded. But this liquid is actually whey, which is used to make whey protein. Whey contains the highest concentration of raw protein, which is why it got its name. The word whey refers to the watery part of milk. Whey consists of water, milk sugar, lactose, fat, protein, and some vitamins and minerals. Imagine that in the past, cheesemakers would discard this liquid just like you might, considering it an industrial byproduct after making cheese. In fact, in some American states like Wisconsin, which once had a large number of cheese factories, around 150 in 1950, whey was often dumped into rivers. In other towns, it was used as animal feed for livestock such as poultry and pigs. These factories produced huge quantities of whey, but didn't know how to use it effectively. Cheese production was so profitable that using whey wasn't a priority. They simply discarded it without considering its potential value. Over time, these practices began causing pollution problems, prompting the US government to take stricter measures. That's when people started thinking about how to use whey instead of throwing it away. Through research, studies, and advances in cheesemaking, and with a growing understanding of whey's health benefits, the idea of drying it and selling it as a powder emerged. That's how the whey protein industry began. After cheese is produced, the leftover whey is transformed into this protein supplement. The liquid remains, and the process of filtering begins to remove fat and lactose from it, while the protein particles are broken down. After filtration, the liquid is concentrated, and the water is evaporated, turning it into a powder that can be collected and flavored to make it more palatable. From there, it's packaged into the whey protein containers we all recognize on the market today. In fact, whey protein supplements have become one of the largest industries in the nutritional supplement market. According to Statista, the industry is valued at around $24.3 billion and is expected to reach $40 billion by 2032. The primary reason for whey protein's success is its proven effectiveness. Recent studies and practical trials show that it stimulates muscle growth, especially in athletes who regularly engage in resistance training to increase muscle mass. This is because whey contains essential amino acids crucial for muscle building, and it also improves post-workout muscle recovery. Additionally, whey protein contributes to the production of antioxidants like glutathione, thanks to its high content of an important amino acid called cysteine. Antioxidants play a key role in protecting the body from toxins and free radicals, which can sometimes lead to the formation of cancerous cells. As for dairy products in general, studies show they contain compounds known as lactokinins, which help lower blood pressure by bringing elevated levels back to normal. However, their effect is mild compared to prescription medications for hypertension. They offer a small, positive benefit, but cannot replace necessary treatments for chronic conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. On the downside, does whey protein have any harmful side effects? For healthy individuals without chronic illnesses, it generally poses no health risks when taken in recommended doses. However, like any substance, some people may experience mild digestive issues, such as bloating, gas, or diarrhea, especially those who are lactose intolerant. What about concerns regarding the liver or kidneys? Consuming protein in excessive amounts can place extra strain on the liver and kidneys, potentially causing issues due to elevated urea levels. This risk is higher for individuals with pre-existing liver or kidney conditions. For healthy individuals who stick to recommended doses, whey protein poses no problems. It's important to calculate the dosage accurately, and it's advisable to check liver and kidney function before starting supplementation to ensure safety. Studies show that when combined with consistent exercise, whey protein is not only safe, but highly beneficial. Workouts that push muscles to failure direct the protein and amino acids straight to the muscles for rebuilding stronger tissue. As long as training is performed correctly, there is no burden on the liver or kidneys. Regarding acne, research is mixed, so there is no definitive evidence linking whey protein to breakouts. If you've decided to buy whey protein for the first time, you might walk into a supplement store and tell the clerk, "I'd like a container of this whey protein." They might respond, "Do you want isolate, concentrate, or hydrolyzed?" Suddenly you feel confused and think, "Wait, am I in a supermarket? Just give me any type, I don't even know the difference." So, let me break it down for you. Concentrate. This type contains about 35 to 80% protein, with the rest made up of carbs, fats, and lactose, plus any added flavors. Isolate. Isolate is more refined, with roughly 90% protein per 100 grams. It has lower carbs and fats, and the lactose is removed. This makes it a great choice for people who are lactose intolerant or following a low-carb diet. Isolate is usually a bit more expensive than concentrate. Hydrolyzed. Hydrolyzed means the protein has been partially broken down to make it easier to digest and faster to absorb. It's ideal for people with digestive issues, but is typically the most expensive option. Beware of supplements fraud. Recently, supplement fraud has become a major concern, especially with whey protein. It's one of the easiest supplements to fake. Unfortunately, dietary supplements aren't regulated as strictly as pharmaceutical drugs, making it easier for some companies to cut corners. For context, pharmaceutical companies spend millions of dollars on research and clinical trials before releasing a new drug, and the FDA supervises the process. With supplements, the law places responsibility for safety and purity squarely on the manufacturer, and the FDA only steps in if there's a health issue or suspicion of wrongdoing. Because of this, some supplement companies attempt to misrepresent products. For example, someone could sell powdered maltodextrin, a cheap carbohydrate, as whey protein. While it might not directly harm your health, it's still a fake product. As whey protein has become more popular, many companies have jumped into the market. Some make high-quality products, others produce low-quality or fake ones, making it hard to know what's real. And this happens globally. How to choose a safe and effective whey protein. Pick a reputable company with no history of complaints. Ask your friends or coach if they've tried the brand to see if it actually works. Your goal is to avoid low-quality or counterfeit products, because trustworthy supplement companies are well known for their reliability. Buy from the official source. Avoid unknown sellers or unverified marketplaces. Some newer brands include a QR code on the container, so you can scan it with your phone to confirm the product is genuine. Check for third-party testing. Some companies have independent labs test their products for purity and quality. One of the most respected certifications is NSF Certified for Sport. Remember, whey protein is just a supplement, as the name suggests. Its role is to fill in protein gaps if you can't get enough from your diet. Whey protein does not replace healthy meals. Even without it, you can still build muscle and stay fit if you follow a balanced diet. The priority is always your diet and healthy food choices. Whey protein only comes into play when you can't meet your protein needs through food alone. And keep in mind, whey protein is not magic. You still need to train hard and consistently to see results. The biggest risk to your health isn't the supplement, it's neglecting your diet and lifestyle. If you enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Good luck with your training, and until next time, keep moving, my friends.